Hey guys, what's going on? Well, I'm just sitting around here in the living room on a Friday evening just doing a few random things that needed to be done. I straightened up the place some and then came over here and counted and organized my back issues of 5.0 and Mustang fast forwards and some Mustangs magazines and some Carcraft magazines that I've collected up over the years. I'm going to put those on Craigslist, try to sell them. I used to buy a lot of magazines, but I got out of it in recent years. I used to be, you guys didn't really know this, but I used to be into Mustangs wide open. It's all I ever drove for a long time, and from 87 through 93 Mustangs. Had several, wrecked one. Used to race all the time, but just kind of grew away from it as I got older. So anyway, I've just been, like I said, just doing random things. One of the random things I've been doing is going through some mail and all that, changing batteries and some flashlights and all that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd show you some of this mail here. I don't normally put my mail on YouTube, but I've marked out my name since you don't know my name. Right. Anyway, you guys probably all know where I live anyway. Who cares? But so anyway, I get a lot of stuff in the mail these days from Capital One. It tells me I get these all the time, so I've been pre-approved for auto financing, which means I can take this pre-approval letter and go to a local car dealership and buy a car with it. Evidently, that's fine. And then I get these occasionally. These are these credit card solicitations, official business. And you open it up and they've got a credit card, which ain't a real credit card, but it's supposed to tempt you into, signing up for one, applying for one, because, hey, this could be real. This one's not real, but it could be real. It could be right in your wallet right now. And you can run it right up to the maximum and never pay for it, and just like a lot of other people. So anyway, that's all well and good, except the funny thing about this is I already have a Capital One card. I have had for a long time, so I don't know why they're sending me another solicitation in the mail. Well, I do know. It's because, like I say in several videos on this channel, we're just a number. They don't know us personally. We're just a number. So that's why I get those. Over there you may notice on my candy / key holder / everything else bowl there's some of those address labels, and I got those from another unsolicited mailing from my former credit union I was a member of. I asked them when I closed the account out to stop sending me these solicitations for life insurance and other things. I said, "Oh yes, we sure will, sir. We'll be glad to. You shouldn't get any more." Well, I did get a couple more, and then one of them was these free address labels, so I threw the solicitation away and kept the address labels. I figure if you're going to ignore my instructions, I'll keep your address labels, and I won't feel bad about using them. And then I got one of these over here. This is one of these checks from one of these loan companies. It's a real check. All I got to do is go endorse it and drop it in go cash it and drop it, I guess, cash it at the bank, and it goes back to them, and somehow they know my identity and where to send the bills, and I pay the payments at 30-something% interest, and I got $605 right there burning a hole in my pocket. So I get those from time to time. Yeah, it's just that easy. Just sign it. Just sign it. That's all you got to do. Don't worry about the rest of it. Just sign it. Just put your name on it. Just go get your money. Don't worry about anything else. We've already taken care of all the hard stuff. You don't even have to come into our office. See, that's the thing. They're dispensing away with this, sitting there on your pins and needles while you're waiting to see if you get approved for your loan. See, they've done away with that. You don't even have to go see them now. Just sign it, get your money, pay the payments. How simple could that be? And then I got one here. This was really interesting. This is from Holly Stein on Dan Man Circle Southeast, which is just a block away right over here. If you ever seen some of these videos, some of you guys hate those videos where I show things around the neighborhood and make observations on the traffic and things like that. I know some of you hate that. and I don't care. But if you see people turning in down at that street down the way down there, that's Dan Man. And Huntsville 35003, blah, blah, blah. This is addressed to Woodridge South neighbor at my address here. And I knew this has a very good chance of being a fake, which it is. It's what it is. It says, please join us on next door Woodridge South. Holly Stein from Dan Man Circle. Did someone lose a dog? Free kids bike. Garage sale Saturday on Dan Man Circle Southeast. Car break-in. See anything? Branscombe Road. That's my street here. Car break-in. Did you see anything? So anyway, this is like, what this is this is some sort of a, it looks innocent. Looks like it's for real. Dear Woodridge South neighbor, our neighborhood is using a free private online network called Big Brother, Next Door Woodridge South, and you should join us. On this website, we share service provider recommendations, items for sale or free, safety concerns, local events, and much more. Please join us to build a better neighborhood. Holly Stein from Dan Man Circle Southeast. P.S. It's a great way to meet neighbors and get recommendations for sitters, painters, cleaners, and more. I thought that's what Angie's List was for. All right, well, let me disseminate this a little bit and kind of break this down for you guys so you know why this is nothing but a scam. It's a shill. It's basically just trying to sell something. It's not free, I'm sure of that. All right, there is no Holly Stein. You notice she didn't put her house number? Well, there is no Holly Stein on Dan Man Circle Southeast. Number two, they don't normally ever call this Woodridge South. In fact, I don't think this is Woodridge South. I think Woodridge South is on down past us down here, the newer part of this neighborhood. I think this is called Mountain Gap Estates, actually. Maybe her side of there is, maybe been built later. So she doesn't exist. She's a figment of somebody's imagination. She's another fake. Nobody, nothing. And so I knew that. Fake. Woodridge South neighbor. Well, I don't technically live in Woodridge South. I live in Mountain Gap Estates, like I just said. And the second thing of note is that Dan Man Circle is one of the scummiest parts of this neighborhood, besides his apartments way down south down here. The rest of this neighborhood's middle class, maybe a little bit upper middle class, but that place over there, if you want to find the druggies, the drug addicts, drug sales, the alcoholics, they all live on that circle over there. You see some of the trashiest ass vehicles go in and out over there, so I already know that because I talked to my neighbors. So, yeah, right. Number two, someone lose a dog, they're not going to lose a dog because they have a leash law here, and if you let your dog off the leash, then you get a big fine. Car break-in, see anything? Well, if somebody did see a car break-in around here, they wouldn't say anything. And then you got this over here. Service provider, nobody cares about this here. All they care is about themselves. The neighbors don't talk to each other. A great way to meet neighbors and get recommendations. Shit. Neighbors here could give a shit about each other. This is not the same kind of environment where I used to live. These people are like, it's like one of those movies where they, and I know you guys, some of you guys don't like hearing this, so just shut up about it. But I'm going to say it anyway. It's my channel. But my observation is the people around here, it's like one of those movies where they you know, everybody's staring out from their curtains, and you see the curtains closing, and you see, like I've said this before, you see like a door clicking shut as you walk by or something, or they'll be standing in their garage and just kind of stare out at you like, who are you? Yeah, it isn't weird. So anyway, that's the mail stuff I get. And then I was changing batteries in my flashlights, and I had so many that ran down, I had to go get one of these multi-packs of good old Sony batteries. And that's the thing about these Sony batteries. I don't know if some of you guys are aware of this, but since I work in the retail, I do not work in a store for a store, but I work in a profession that deals with these people. All this is, when you see Sony batteries, Polaroid batteries, JVC batteries, what else? You know, all these, especially these places, these companies that used to be some sort of noteworthy establishment, especially like Polaroid. All this is a branding agreement. These are the most cheap junk made in China batteries. We kind of ripped it, but that's what it said. There are. They're not made by Sony. They're not ever made by Sony or Polaroid. No way, no how. All they do is they have some broker from China, and he says, I have a huge quantity of these batteries I can get for this price point to you if you'll agree for us to use your name to sell them. And I got these for a good deal on these batteries. I'll say that much. I think it was $2.79 for a 20-pack. Can't touch that at Walmart or anywhere else. So anyway, I was changing batteries, got all that done, and then I just get a kick out looking at these original Chinese batteries. These are, AEB, extra heavy duty carbon battery, extra heavy duty. It says where they're made here somewhere. Oh yeah, there we go. What's that say? Xiaomi Battery Company Limited, Yiwu City, made in China. There you go. And some of these are actually, one of these was starting to leak. It still worked, but it was, I guess that one wasn't. But then the others were Malt Max batteries. It's one of my favorite brands. Extra heavy duty, made in China. And it warns you that they may leak, but the funny thing is, like I said, there's one or two of these. Yeah, look at that. They're pre-leaking. That means they leak before you even try to recharge them. So anyway, that's the deal there with the batteries got put in. And you know, I don't normally do political things on any of these channels, but you know, our esteemed President Trump is now in office, and I didn't vote for him, and I didn't vote for his competitor either, because my opinion was it was bad or worse, basically. You know, this last election, this was, you know, I hate to say it, you look at her, and then it's like, in my own opinion, I'm like, well, who could we get that's even worse than her in different ways? Him. So, but anyway, he pulled it out of the hat, and he got elected, so he's there. And so, of course, you know, he's been doing all these executive orders and memos and things. And, you know, we're already starting to see some troubling signs. You know, they're starting to black out some of the information that's coming out of the White House, and the EPA's been allegedly muted. Of course, they're denying all this. That's what, you know, that's what the government does when things like that happen. And then they're going to try to push through the pipelines, and they're going to go, you know, there are a few nuggets of things that were good, like mandating American-made steel. So, you know, he's trying to make his mark on this stuff right away. And these campaign promises he made, you know, we're going to put the coal miners back to work. We're going to start all the steel plants back up. And, you know, I'm afraid to think about it, because, you know, that's what sold people on him, is that, you know, the people that voted for him, is that they think it's just that easy that he's going to wave his pen and sign a piece of paper up there, one of them documents, and he's going to sign something, and magically all this is going to happen. You know, he's already going to build the wall down there, and of course now it's, you know, the Mexicans they're going to reimburse us. You know, or he's going to make them reimburse us. It's like a deal. He's going to cut a deal with them. You know, hey, he may succeed. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, but the thing is, you know, I don't know. I think in 4 years, you know, I try to keep my attitude positive, but I think in 4 years we are going to regret this decision more than anything else, because he's playing to Everything that the angry average white guy wants to happen in this country, he's playing to that. That's how he got elected. You know, all the angry white guys turned out en masse to elect him, and you know they think that they're just going to go right back to work at the mill, and you know it's just going to be magic. And you know it doesn't happen like that. The life does not happen that way, because what's likely to happen is if he lasts 4 years, you know, without having enough of this and just resigning or gets in trouble somehow, then all this stuff that he's trying to push through, you know, the president is he's not the only branch of government. You know, there's a lot of things that have to be approved by, you know, the legislative branch and the executive branch and things like that. You know, I'm not a political science major, so don't quote me on that, but you know, there's checks and balances. I mean, he's not the only one that makes a decision, and he's not going to be. And so what's liable to happen is over the next 4 years, there's probably going to be lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. And if any of this takes place and gets done, it's probably going to be a miracle, because it's all going to be tied up in lawsuits. And then the next president in 4 years, assuming we still are here, we're still alive, and we still have a country left to elect a president in 4 years, we're probably going to be trying to undo all this stuff, or at least enough to get things straightened out. And you know, and this, you know, I agree with both sides of all this that's went on through this election cycle. You know, about, you know, the legal immigrants, and you know, the bad things that are happening, the drugs coming over. I agree with some of this needs to happen, but you know, he's trying to do Obamacare, you know, and the thing is, what this basically comes back to is that this country, for as inclusive as we like to say we are, you know, and I'm sorry to say this in kind of a rough tone, this is not my personal reflection, but, you know, basically this country now is at the point that we don't want no damn black for president again. Don't want no damn woman. All we want is another damn old white guy, just like we are. And that's it. You know, we're not, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to wrap this up. We're not near as inclusive as we like to think we are. And so, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if you angry white guys messed up or not. We'll see if you messed us up. We'll see if you were smart enough in your angry white guy wisdom, your redneck wisdom. We'll see if you were smart enough to elect the right person for this. I mean, make no mistake, she was a crook. She was a crook. That's no mistake. But all I can say is we'll see. I'm not taking sides, you know. I think we messed up. I think we did. I don't think it's. I think what's going to happen is he's going to try hard to cement somewhat of a legacy for himself right away and get as much done as he can, and then that way, if the shit hits the fan, he just bail out. You know, he don't care. He'll go back to doing what he did. And whatever happens, happens. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am. I hope he does better than anybody thinks that he can do. I hope that electing a businessman with, I think, is a lot of hype is the right decision. I don't think it was, but, you know, what worries me more than anything is the freedom of information that's been suppressed, and just trying to push all this stuff through. You know, I think it's bad news. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And like I said, I don't normally put political commentary on here, and do me a favor. If you disagree or agree, that's fine, but don't get into ugly comments, because if you do, I'll have to moderate the comments. If you get real ugly and if you just can't, like some people are on here, you just cannot restrain yourself from saying something incredibly crude or accusatory or inflammatory or threatening, you know what's going to happen. You're going to go bye-bye, and you'll never come back. So, fair warning. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.